I get to the baby, that's a problem. Cause I'm way too scared to call, and you might get me to stay long. Oh, yeah, I'm on the track, but I think I promised that in Oakland, with my hands. Get it in, and they say it's because of the internet. Try to walk to the stars of the next shit. X on the whole face on your exes, right? And we can do the same thing if you want to add that. When your thoughts can't breathe, and you're thinking that's not again. You want to be a mom, and I wasn't mad at it. I was thinking about me, I'll be really bad at it, because I'm thinking about me. Weeks in the block, 4th of July, house on the block, yeah, we can try. So let's try. You out of line, but you still pick up the phone. It's iffy, you miss me. I got furniture to move, we will both be very soon in Oakland, in Oakland. The only one I know is you, so the I'm supposed to do in Oakland, in Oakland.
Hello. This is to you from Oakland, California, Laney College for the first National Independent Soccer Association game, the new third division in this country. There are so many people out here tonight wearing their jerseys, and it is a beautiful, wonderful thing. And I'm looking at all the jerseys. I'm seeing everybody here. This is a global football community. This isn't just one thing. It's a global soccer community. I see people wearing Germany jerseys with other things. That is awesome.
You know, I thought it was really cool, Charles, when I was watching the people lining up as they were getting ready for the block party, was all the different, races, creeds, colors that were represented here tonight. It really does signify that everything that this Oakland Roots logo stands for, and it was really quite impressive to see how diverse of a crowd we have here in Oakland tonight, ready to see the Roots take the field for the first time.
I chatted with the chairperson of Oakland Roots yesterday, Stephen Aldrich, and he said that he wants to really make sure that people see themselves in this team. They see and they can identify with the Roots as something that can be part of their community, not in a non-legitimate way. They really want to legitimately connect with people. Ball swung out. Okay.
Legitimately connect, I think, is the right way to put things there, Charles, because it's so important in this day and age to build a community from the ground up, which is exactly what the Roots have done. And, you know, it's obvious tonight from the turnout. I don't think I've ever seen Laney College this packed, even, you know, last season, for instance, when the Eagles made it all the way to a state championship. So it is an absolutely fantastic turnout tonight, and this crowd is going to be buzzing after the block party here this afternoon.
Fascinating. They even have their own beer on draft here.
I saw that.
With Oakland Roots. Of course, Old Can, which, you know, is a local brewery in town. And, you know, a lot of soccer clubs are starting to brand with breweries, and it makes sense, right? Soccer, beer, beverages, Jim Petromilis in the world. And the important part about having Nicolopoli as part of your broadcast operation is they are the heart, they are the artery, they are the veins, and they are every single thing that you would love to see.
I think the only beverage that's really going to be very useful tonight up here in the booth is balls of water, Charles, because it has been a warm afternoon here, especially in our part of the press box here, which feels like a sauna, to say the least.
Yeah, the team news and the lineups today will be very, very interesting. A start for former Earthquakes defender and Honduran international Victor Muma Bernardes. Can I do a play-by-play here at all?
Okay. All right. I'm going to mute then, okay?
A few years ago, the seeds of the Roots were planted to bring a new professional soccer club to the town. Plenty of planning, rolling out a new pitch, pioneering a new league in this country, the National Independent Soccer Association. And now tonight, we'll watch those roots grow. 50 years on after professional soccer left Oakland, it's back as the Oakland Roots host California United Strikers FC live next. Welcome to Laney College. Charles Woolham alongside my broadcast partner, Stephen Davies. There's been so much planning to this professional soccer back in Oakland, 50 years on from the Oakland Clippers of the old North American Soccer League leaving here. But the Roots kind of came into this in 2017 as a fun community project, but this is a reality now. Professional soccer right here in the heart of Oakland.
If you don't need any more proof that the Roots are here now in Oakland, you only have to look around us, or even listen around us for that matter. The block party has been going on since 3 o'clock this afternoon, and these Roots fans absolutely jacked for tonight's game.
And this is the National Independent Soccer Association's second game of the night. They are doing a showcase series. The first match, Philadelphia against Detroit. And the league is slowly building as a new professional third division in the country, as the pyramid in American soccer is a little strange, but it's trying to solidify itself.
It certainly is indeed. The first match kicking off this afternoon, as Charles mentioned, and then we'll have the NISA Challenge Cup next weekend between Los Angeles and San Diego. But Charles, it's safe to say that all eyes are on tonight's match here at Laney College in Oakland.
And let's talk about the game, of course. A little bit of this old striker duel between both teams in this game.
It's two old-fashioned number 9s going at it tonight. Charles, Jack McInerney, a guy that scored goals at all levels, whether it be MLS or USL. And then we got Omar Nuno, who lit it up for FC Tucson last season. So I'd expect both center forwards to be in and around the box tonight and put it in the back of the net.
Should be a very fun affair tonight in Oakland. As Steven said, all eyes on this game. We will see you for the lineups and kickoff right after this.
ways to mob, choose one.
Something in the water.
Hey, oh, hey, oh.
I'm just trying to pass all the red lights and the stop signs. I'm ready to go. Before I get to the baby, that's a problem. 'Cause I'm way too scared to call, and you might get me to stay. No, I'm really fun to drive, but I think I'd probably die in Oakland. When my hands on blue and thin, so I guess it all depends on Oakland. And I'm nervous, so I never saw me growing on in Oakland.
Welcome to Laney College in the heart of Oakland, where they have been preparing week in, week out, day out, and for a couple of years to put this together. The Oakland Roots versus Cal United Strikers, the second match of the evening in the NISA Fall Showcase. Charles Wolin with you alongside Stephen Davies. The atmosphere in this building is actually building. Every note, every line, every applause, every cheer, the energy is palpable.
You know what's crazy, Charles? There's still probably 500 people outside in the lot coming from the block party. They still need to find somewhere to stand even at Laney College tonight. It is absolutely packed here at Laney this evening, and what an atmosphere it's going to be, Charles. It's going to be something absolutely spectacular.
It is going to be also a sellout crowd this evening. There's going to be lots of folks standing as well. There'll be plenty of people allowed in and ushered in, as I'm told. They're still able to buy tickets as well. As you can see, Paul Bravo, the head coach, the manager, the trainer of this Oakland Roots Soccer Club, local lad, played with the San Jose Clash in the first MLS game, the inaugural game against DC United back in 1996. He was there, and he's here now to usher in Oakland's soccer team 50 years on after professional soccer left.
It's kind of fitting, isn't it, Charles? The Bravo, who was part of that 96 Clash team against DC United that got MLS started at Spartan Stadium all those years ago, is here tonight to get a brand new Bay Area franchise out and about. As we take a look at Coach Don Ebert there of the Cal United Strikers FC, a former #1 pick in the NASL draft, I should say. But both coaches tonight have an attacking pedigree, Charles, safe to say.
Yeah, they expect it to be a little bit cagey as well. They're both going to try to attack. They're going to press high. They both believe in possession-oriented soccer and making their teams tick from the offing. But they do expect it to be a little bit cagey in the beginning and the early going. We'll take a look at the Oakland Roots starting 11 team news and team notes. The biggest news and note is former Honduran international and Quakes legend Victor Muma Bernardes in the back line tonight, alongside David Chavez, Chris Christian, Eric Gonzalez, Santa Clara standout Larry Jackson in goal. The midfield three is headed up by Octavio Guzman, Andres Jimenez, and of course Benji Hoya, who's played in Major League Soccer and Liga MX at Necaxa, etc. Ryan Mash, also a Santa Clara player, played his summer with SF City FC. Dylan Autrin, an Oakland-based player on the left side, and through the middle is Jack McInerney that we talked about in the pre-show. He's the guy that's going to be relied on to score goal after goal. Starting a lineup for Cal United Strikers. Kifalani Cabrera is the goalkeeper. Back line, James McGee and Ikaika Fuerte. On the right side, Christopher Clutie. On the left side, Gonzalo Sagüero. Kyle O'Brien and Evan Waldrop will be the holding players just in front of the back line. Duncan Capriati, Abraham Villon, Gustavo Villalobos, and of course the big man up top, Omar Nuno, that scored lots of goals for FC Tucson in USL League One.
We'll take a quick pause here for the national anthem.
In the
So 50 years ago, professional soccer leaves Oakland in the form of the old NASL and the Oakland Clippers, and now it is back with Oakland Roots Sports Club that have absolutely packed this building with everybody from the community. This is absolutely a beautiful, beautiful sight. Officials tonight, Nick Marin, Andrew Hanks, and Brandon Chapman, as Muma Bernardes and Xavier Fuerte are exchanging pleasantries for the coin flip here.
Well, all the talking from now on, Charles, is going to be done right here on the pitch. And the crowd is definitely pumped up. They've been here since 3 o'clock this afternoon. The block party that was put on right behind the stadium has got these fans primed and ready to go. And the atmosphere, as we mentioned at the top of the program, is going to be something special indeed. You mentioned it, Charles. It's going to be a bit of a cagey affair in the first 15 minutes or so. We had a chance to speak with Coach Don Ebert of the Cal United Strikers FC and with Coach Paul Bravo of the Roots. And both coaches said, I think, safe to say that they're going to go for it tonight. Both of these teams want to make an impression. You have to say, though, that for Cal United Strikers, that the pressure is most certainly not quite on them as much as it is for the Roots. The Roots having this big crowd here tonight and the desire to want to deliver in front of the big home crowd. But both coaches will go for goal if they have the opportunity here tonight. And I think it's safe to say, perhaps with the Major League Soccer experience that the Roots have in the forms of Bernardes, with the likes of Jack McInerney, that they may have the slight advantage on paper, but these Cal United Strikers are not going to lay down tonight.
Absolutely not. Don Ebert saying we're not going to sit back and we're not going to pack it in. He knows that his counterpart, Bravo, is experienced. He's been there. He's done that. He said there's nothing here that's going to surprise him. And they both have a lot of respect for one another. And the Mad Hatter, as they call him, Don Ebert, who scored, lots of goals playing for the St. Louis Steamers in indoor soccer right after the NASL folded. Let's give a quick shout out to the Roots music partner and Oakland neighbor Pandora. You can listen to all the music and sounds from tonight's game from searching Oakland Roots in your Pandora app. So we're just moments away here from the kickoff in downtown Oakland. Well, they've waited a long time for this. And here we go. We are underway in Oakland, California. Professional soccer is back. And you might want to take a look around, take a deep breath, realize that every single player, every single person involved with this, we're all very lucky because this is the beautiful game. This is the world's game. And that is an important thing. There's a free kick here for Cal United Strikers, based in Irvine, California. They had kind of a weird start to this whole NISA experience. They were in, they were out. They were part of the NPSL Founders Cup. And now they're here in NISA, collected by Bernardes, who lays off for David Chavez. Long ball down the right, looking for Dylan Waldrop, the Oakland native. A lot of these players, all Bay Area based, 3/4 of the team, and half of them from Oakland. It's a great deal of pride that they have to put this jersey on tonight. Cal United trying to work out of their half here. Ball brought down here.
Ooh, and a miscommunication there, and Bernardes steps in front.
As Larry Jackson has to come all the way out and clear the ball away.
Well, Eric Gonzalez caught napping just a little bit there, didn't follow up. Villalobos had made the run through, and Bernardes came to the rescue.
This is Clutie. And Gonzalez makes up for that. Nice warm night here in Oakland as the sun begins to set, Stephen. And what an atmosphere as we talk about it. There's so many different signs out there. Know your roots.
You see it giving them the boot sign over there on the far side. But it's a spectacular sight, Charles, to see the bleachers on the far side packed 4 or 5 deep alongside us here in the press box. We've got people standing on top of the locker rooms on the far side. It's just outstanding to see.
Here's O'Brien looking to feed the ball into Waldrep. And Muma Bernardes able to maintain possession. But the Roots have to be careful here as Cal United pressing.
Bernardes has bailed the Roots out of a couple of early jams here tonight. But he is just an imposing figure there at center back, isn't he, Charles?
Yeah, and he didn't have the best exit from the San Jose Earthquakes either. I know that was a strange exit for him because he was very much a fan favorite with the Earthquakes and favored himself to still carry on, still play. And granted, he's a Honduran international. He had World Cup experience as well.
Right.
And the Roots will build out of the back as well. That's how they like to play. Bravo chatting with us earlier today, saying he likes to alleviate pressure. This is Dylan Autrin on here, top of the area, on for Mash. It's Mash! Stings the goalkeeper's hands, Cabrera. Nice work there on the left side by Ryan Mash.
We talk about Jack McInerney being a player inside of the penalty spot, but that was a lovely flick on to set up Hoya then, and Mash with a right-footing curling effort stings the hands of Keefe Cabrera in goal.
This is Octavio Guzman. And now David Chavez back into the feet of Guzman with Chris Christian.
Villalobos is really carrying this back four. Anytime there's a ball, it's a 50-50 chance for him. He's going right at the opposite players to try and win possession back.
They both done their homework on one another, as we had spoken about as well.
The counterattack, perhaps, for Coach Bravo is where he expects Cal United strikers to shine tonight. So it'll definitely be something to keep an eye on.
Here's Hoya. All the way back to the goalkeeper, Larry Jackson. Pedestrian pace, though, out of the back here for Oakland Roots. Here's Christian, got a lot of time on the ball. Finds the feet of Mash, who in turn finds Andres Jimenez onto Hoya, who lays off for David Chavez. And right over the head of Jack McInerney.
That's the sort of crisp football that we expected to see from the Roots there into the final third. And again, just like the shot from Mash, the initial delivery a little lacking, but it shows you how quickly the Roots can move into the attacking third of the pitch.
There's Villalobos dispossessed, but he plays the ball into the center forward channel, looking for his teammate Omar Nuno. And now Clutie for Cabrera. And there are some shadows on the field, part of the Cal United side, a little bit shaded. We got a chance to kind of walk on the field before we went on air here. Unsure if it's that much of a factor, but we'll have to see. This is Villalobos, and collected by Hoya. Very much the orchestrator, very much the conductor. He's the player that's going to unlock the Cal United defense. They very much rely on him being the number 10. It's a coveted position that they've kind of carved out just for Benji Hoya.
It is worth noting it's a tough sun, though, for Cal United strikers for about the next 15-20 minutes or so as the sunset below the horizon.
This is Clutie. Bash winning back possession. Hoya wanting to get on the ball and does.
It's Octavio Guzman there with the tackle for the Roots. Hoya's number 10, though, Charles. Not afraid to drop back almost to the halfway line there to keep possession for his side.
Yeah, he wants to get on the ball. You can see that. He's fired up for this one. And Bernardes all the way back to his goalkeeper. He has to be a bit careful here, Larry Jackson. Some trickery by the Oakland Roots goalkeeper.
Biggest cheer of the night there for the keeper, Howe, with the footwork.
Long ball looking for McInerney. Dealt with, though, here by the central midfield of Cali United strikers. Villalobos. And now Clutie. A lot of play down this right side here for Cali United. And very much the right side as well for Oakland Roots. Autran lays off here for Jimenez. And now Guzman. Switching the field very nicely. Here's Hoya for Autran, who lays off here. It's Ryan Mash looking for McInerney, or rather Jimenez.
Clutie, that gets the body in the way, leading to a Cal United striker's clearance.
Diagonal ball looking for David Chavez again. The crowd likes it.
Hard to believe we're in the 9th minute already. It's just flying by so far, isn't it, Charles?
This is the first game of 4 home games, and Oakland Roots will go on the road and play 4 away matches. This is the NISA Fall Showcase. There will be a Spring Showcase until the league officially kicks things off. As the ball swerving in there by David Chavez again. Done a lot of work out of that right back spot. He's eager to get up the field into that channel as well. Taking their time, patiently probing. This is Guzman.
A speculative effort, I'd say, Charles. Yeah, this is a great move here by Hoya that attracted the attention of the crowd. You heard some oohs and ahs. We'll take a look at it here in just a second. But Guzman's shot from distance, well out of range. Free kick there as Christian is fouled.
We talk with Jack McInerney, who has the most amount of experience besides Bernardes and Hoya in this Oakland Roots team. He said it's been good, taking some time to adapt and creating that team chemistry. But he said he loves this team playing out of the back and creating chances. Tough for a striker because you're not always going to get the ball if you're playing out of the back that much, but they're building constantly towards playing down the flanks, getting crosses in, and he likes that kind of play. He said he's the kind of striker that likes to get in behind the 2 to 3 yard movements to give you the chance to score. He's not the kind of guy that will score a lot of goals from outside the area. It's time for the the Roots fan of the game, but the cross comes in from Mash, all the way from the left side to the right.
First time they've really worked the diagonal ball to the left flank there, and a decent cross, but a little bit too strong. But honest, hard-headed forward.
East Bay Community Energy, providing greener power at lower rates. Visit ebce.org to find out more about East Bay Community Energy. Roots controlling the game here through the feet of Octavio Guzman. And now David Chavez on for Dylan Autran, who's tripped up, wins a free kick. Twelfth minute, 0-0. Here's Kyle O'Brien into the feet of Nuno. Diagonal ball. Nice idea there from Cal United, but nothing going down their right flank for that little brief foray.
I think Waldrep wanted the flick on from Nuno to be a bit more convincing there, and the run had already been made, expecting the ball a little bit quicker down the right side.
Mash, who flicks on. McInerney looks to win a throw-in and does. The crowd loves it. Here is Guzman. Chavez into the feet of Hoya, who, as you said, Stephen, likes to drop back a little bit, even in that number 10 position, to get on the ball, to dictate the pace of the game, as he does. Big night for him this evening. Played at Sporting Kansas City. Had the chance to play at Necaxa and Santos of Liga MX. Here is Mash. He lays off here. This is Dylan Autrin into the feet of Mash, and his shot closed down. Autrin! And it's high and wide.
Duncan Capriotti, we've seen as lining up as a defensive midfielder, has had to come and help out the back line tonight of Cloutey and McGee, and gets a tackle in there just enough to lay off that shot.
Hoya dispossessed as he tries to win back that one. Here's Villalobos, kept the ball in. And all the way back to the goalkeeper, Larry Jackson. As the sun continues to set here. Absolutely kind of beautiful vignettes off to our right side. There's a bunch of trees, pine, oak, and there's a nice little park right next to us, which is actually being restored here at Laney College. A wonderful little area as you get to walk through, and a little bridge as well. Brought down here, flag stays down, goalkeeper comes out. Well, Villalobos started that one himself. Almost a good one there for Cal United strikers.
Some nice skills on the ball.
O'Brien, and shot from distance from Villalobos, going wide. But nice work.
Villalobos goes to ground, flicks it through, and Jackson sliding is able to get there just in time. But you have the feeling, based on the first 16 minutes or so, Charles, of evidence that this attack is going to run through Villalobos for Cal United strikers.
Yeah, he's been very effective so far, especially playing on the right. But Don Ebert saying they're kind of rotating in this 4-2-3-1 setup. The three, any of them can play in on behind the striker and kind of enjoy the work there. And basically you have three people that will pull the strings, which is always nice to have. No problem.
Sure. And Gonzalez getting away with a handball, but a throw quickly taken here by Nuno.
Nuno onto his left side. Nuno. This is Vion. Crossed on in, headed away. And now Mash. Nice diagonal for Jack McInerney. This is the kind of ball he likes to run on the end of. McInerney has Hoya far side. It's Benji Hoya who's able to keep possession in. On for Jack McInerney. Oh, and it's just wide.
I think, Charles, he was a little surprised that fell to him. He hit it at full force and perhaps a little bit more of a delicate touch, and that was finding the back of the net. But to hit it first time the way he did with the amount of spin was really well done. But McInerney showed he's got a little speed on the flank as well.
Yeah, it showed what he's capable of. Played with plenty of Major League Soccer clubs. LA Galaxy, Portland Timbers. He was drafted by the Philadelphia Union. He played for Montreal Impact, so he has that pedigree, and he's expected to score goals for this team. That's why they brought him here, and he knows that as well, and he's trying to develop the rest of this group. He has a sense of responsibility when he chatted with us, with that, is that he kind of helps give guidance and almost run the franchise as a auxiliary assistant coach.
He's still a young man, I mean, when you think about it. But at the same time, his strike rate is 1 every 4 games. He had 10 goals last season in 30 games for the Indy 11, of course, moving down from the NASL after they folded to the USL itself. So he's proven he can score at every level, and I expect him to get the goals in bundles this season, Charles.
Here is David Chavez. Ball laid off nicely by Hoya. Chavez. Still Chavez. And cleared away here by Waldrop.
I have to say, Chavez has got the best of Gonzalez Seguero so far on that right side, as the majority of the attacks for the Roots so far have come along that right flank. And they've been willing to give him a little space to work with over there.
Yeah, they give him a lot of room. He's almost like a right winger out there.
Right.
And that's how the game is played, in today's times, though. A lot of coaches want their outside backs to really move up, play very high up, almost 3/4 up the field, and then pinch their wingers in and whip those balls in. And that's what they want for McInerney, as the challenge comes in there from Villalobos. And Nick Marin going to have a quick chat here with Villalobos on that one.
Card, I feel, going to stay in the pocket of the referee this time around, but a rather stern talking to that, Charles.
Shout out to Oakland Kia, the Roots local vehicle sponsor. Visit Oakland Kia for your next purchase or lease. Here is Mash, seeing a lot of the ball at his feet as well on this left side, as David Chavez sees a lot of it on the right side. And now Muma Bernardes crosses central midfield. He finds Andres Jimenez on for Jack McInerney! Jack McInerney with the first goal for Oakland Roots. They planted their seeds a couple years ago, and now you can watch the Roots grow. Jack McInerney with a terrific, well-taken goal for club, for community. Oakland Roots Sports Club 1, Cal United Strikers 0.
And in the 20th minute here at Laney College, everybody is on their feet as the man they call the franchise scores the first goal in club history. And what a well-taken goal this is indeed, Charles. We take a look at it right here. The little flick on, McInerney outside of his defender, hits it first time with the left foot, and that is a fantastic first goal for Oakland Roots.
And the crowd roaring that one on. And you and I were just chatting about how he's expected to score goal after goal. And you had just mentioned his stats from last year. 10 goals, 30 games played for the Indy 11 in USL Championship. Here comes Cal United on the other end. There's Bernardes to clean up. Long ball looking for McInerney.
I know they always talk about the commentators' jinx, but I think that time, Charles, it worked out for the home team. But what an effort, though. Left-footed, defender draped all over you. Goalkeeper's already come off his line. It's really well taken. And Jack McInerney proving why he is as big of a signing as any on this Roots team so far.
Well, now that the Roots scored, of course, you're susceptible to being scored on in the first couple of minutes. We'll have to see how the game changes here between these two sides. Very cagey in this opening 20 minutes. He basically scores on the 20th minute mark. Fine run here.
Oh.
Still on his feet. My goodness. Bernardes with the tackle just at the last minute.
Bernardes is going to go down. He's going to be a little...
And there's McInerney once more, and collected by the goalkeeper, Cabrera. He saw Cabrera off his line. McInerney hungry for another one.
Talk about action at both ends of the pitch. One end of the pitch, Bernardes went down after the challenge, remained down while we were looking at that. The other end of the pitch, McInerney is trying to chip Cabrera, so it's going to take a minute for this to be all sorted out. The penalty was waved off. There was a shout for Cal United Strikers. The referee said no. Bernardes is back up on his feet. There's a replay of the goal. As the Roots swarm McInerney. And we'll see now if we can take a look at what happened to Bernardes inside the 18-yard box.
And Victor Bernardes still taking his time to get up here. Coach Bravo chatting with us earlier today and actually saying that he's going to have to manage the Hondurans' minutes and see how he does. But he looks
winded,
not the best. Yeah, he doesn't look in the best shape after that challenge.
It was a heavy collision and then an awkward fall afterwards. But Bernardes, once again, I mean, this is about the 5th or 6th time now, Charles, in the match. He has been a stubborn last line of defense for this Roots team. And so far, Cal United strikers have not been able to find a way past the big man. As we take a look at the Roots training staff coming out to take a look at Bernardes.
Bernardes is very much a assistant coach as well as a player in this side, and after leaving the Earthquakes, he didn't have a club, and I know how desperately he wanted to continue playing his football, and now having the chance to play here in Oakland and enjoying it. He's back up on his feet. He's grabbing his collarbone. Looks like he wants to come back out.
He's going to go off for more treatment, it looks like, here, Charles.
And they might have to put on another center back here. Let's take a look at the goal here once more. This is Jimenez, the layoff, and the wonderful strike by Jack McInerney.
Cabrera was rooted to the spot there.
Oh, a bunch of substitutes warming up now for Oakland Roots. Closest to our press box on the left side.
Well spotted that Bernardes is indeed holding the left collarbone.
And that's never fun. Here is Clutie. Swerved on in by Kyle O'Brien. And for the meantime, Octavio Guzman is playing center back alongside Christian as they prepare a substitution. Now Bernardes is back in the field here as he clears the ball away.
Work by Villon over there to elude 3 defenders and get it out into space.
This is a center back, Xavier Fuerte, who had a really nice opportunity that led to that challenge with Bernardes, who was able to make the tackle at the end there with the collision. And now Waldrop into the feet of O'Brien. O'Brien still. As Cal United begins their attack here, it's Clutie. End line, Clutie and Villalobos up into the sky. Did not take a deflection. Goes right through the goalposts, the American football goalposts behind it. I think some fans like that. They put up their hands saying it's good.
I think
you're always going to get that on this field, you know.
Right, I know that. But I was going to say that Villalobos looked a little disappointed here with the layoff from Clutie. And that diagonal ball, once again, perhaps catching the Roots a little bit off guard. Clutie coming forward from the right back position. You mentioned it earlier how, you know, coaches like to get their right backs and left backs more involved in the attacking play. But Villalobos' shot left much to be desired.
Well, in front of us, there's 3 different sets of standing room, 3 rows of standing room here. So many people in this stadium. Wonderful work here by Villalobos. Still Villalobos. He lays off. Autrin misses his tackle. This is Salguero. And now Abraham Villon. On here for Salguero. Has been doing a little bit more attacking in this last couple of minutes out of that left back position for Cal United strikers.
Well, to Cal United strikers' credit, Charles, they've had no shortage of creativity and inspiration, but when they get to the edge of the 18-yard box, they can't seem to put the final pieces of the puzzle together, and it happened that time as well. And the Roots defending well, forcing the ball out of play for a throw. free kick there as Evan Waldrop called for the foul. First half flying by here, Charles.
Yeah, almost at the 30th minute mark. Oakland leading by a goal to nil from Jack McInerney. Here's Ryan Mash. Mash over to his left side. And Duncan Capriotti tripped up. Cal United, they're trying to use the wings as much as possible, but very direct as well, I'm noticing.
And haven't really had a lot of success on that left side of the pitch. Villalobos finding a lot more room to work with over here on the right side. And Kyle O'Brien, the player, they're trying to go through on the left flank, but not a lot of success so far.
Here's Benji Hoya. As Chris Christian, center back, was asking some of his central midfield teammates to come back and get on the ball and help him out. Now Dylan Autrin onto the left side. Dylan Autrin. Wonderful move. It's Andres Jimenez! And his shot closed down.
One of the few times in the match, Charles, I think Cal United strikers have been slow to get back. You saw the likes there of Waldrop in midfield, slow to come and help out, but the Roots, thanks to their efforts, are gone in the corner. And Jimenez perhaps taking a shot just a little bit too quickly that time around.
Corner is going to be taken by Benji Hoya. Chris Christian in there, as well as Mash and Autrin. It's low, it's on the ground, and it's deflected from the shot from Eric Gonzalez. And Omar Nuno misses the chance to receive possession there on the go, trying to make a move upfield. Gonzalez for Autrin. Brought down here, looking for Mash. And now Kyle O'Brien. And free kick here for Oakland.
Hoya is fouled, so Mash and Guzman will stand over this one. Keep an eye on McInerney here, Charles. Line up to the far side. Bernardes is coming forward as well for this free kick.
Yeah, why not? He's the big frame, and
No
I was a
doubt.
little bit surprised he wasn't up for the corner, to be honest, moments ago. It's going to be taken by Guzman. Guzman to take. 3 in the wall. It's Guzman. It's a nice little ball. Swerved in! And there it is! Another one for Jack McInerney! 2 for Jack McInerney. 2 for Oakland. Oakland Roots 2, Cal United Strikers 0. And within a half hour, Oakland with a nice little cushion in their first game at home.
A brace for Jack Mack. He's done it now from the set piece as well as that impressive left-footed finish as he wriggles his way through defenders and heads cleanly past Cabrera. Jack Mack with 2 goals in half an hour here at Laney College, Charles.
Well, he is the kind of guy that just loves scoring goals. He actually told us that there was some nerves within the squad, and that he said there's finally a product on the field. But he wanted to get the first game out of the way. And when he was chatting with us, he was actually at a team barbecue at the same time. And so he's the kind of guy that also builds community within this team. 2 goals for him tonight, a brace for Jack McInerney. Both well taken.
Superbly taken. The header in particular was outstanding. Well, he did say, he's a guy that finishes inside of 12 yards, and that's been the case on both the set piece and the left-footed goal. Boy, he's on for a hat-trick tonight, Charles. Wouldn't that be something in the first game of Roots history?
It really would. Here's Hoya. And now Guzman. By the way, Guzman's service was absolutely outstanding. Didn't have a lot of whip or pace on it, but it was gently placed, and he was able to find McInerney there. Perhaps maybe something really nice from the training ground. Here's Ryan Mash, a Santa Clara standout who played lower division soccer in Germany. Had a year off because he had a pretty bad injury. Played this summer with SF City FC that plays in USL League 2. And enjoying his time here in the Oakland Roots side. And the Olays have already started right in front of us. I think a little too early, but you know what? The atmosphere is buzzing in here. And why not?
Well, if you have 2 goals within the first 31 minutes, Charles, it's going to get everybody on their feet. And this is exactly what this sellout crowd has come to Laney to see tonight. And you can't argue with 2 well-taken goals like we've seen from Jack Mack. Here's a look at the delivery, and you are absolutely right. That is a peach of a ball. Cabrera once again rooted to the spot, and McInerney gets the adulation of his teammates as that one is booted well out of play over on the far side.
This game and broadcast brought to you by Oaklandish, the official merchandiser of Oakland Roots. Check out oaklandish.com for all your Oakland gear. Here's Clutie. Onwards here for O'Brien. O'Brien in the corner. O'Brien does well. Guzman trips him up and wins back possession.
It's a really well-timed challenge there by Guzman. And to the Roots' credit, I mean, they've put the goals on the board, but they've come through with some crunching tackles when it's been needed as well.
Here's Waldrop. Here's O'Brien. It was taken quickly, and a good idea there from Cal United strikers. But couldn't quite get it in his grasp. You can see the build-up. You can see that Waldrop wants to play in O'Brien in that realm.
McInerney's now scored for 6 of the 7 teams he's played for, and interestingly enough, his Wikipedia page has already been updated with a goal for the Roots. So I'm sure we'll see a second before long, Charles.
Well, that is absolutely brilliant. Technology always goes very quickly, my friend.
No kidding.
Here's David Chavez. Maybe shouts of a free kick at the top of the area there, but not given by Nick Marin.
It's going to be difficult now for Cal United strikers, down 2-0 here. Still in the first half to try and get back on equal terms. They've shown flashes of potential, though, inside the attacking third so far, but as we said earlier, just not being able to put the whole package together to seal the deal.
Here's Clutie. He's been very active at this right back position. He's been very good, too. Solid for this Cal United team. Trying to create some attacks from his right back position. Here's McInerney. And now Mash. Muma Bernardes. And now David Chavez. Does well, Chavez. Space opening up here for Jimenez. Andres Jimenez. Potentially looking for McInerney, but the space opened up for him. Could have potentially opened up for a shot himself.
I think, I would agree
a little
with
indecisive,
you
yeah?
I think so. I think pass, too much weight on it there for McInerney for sure. Not enough swerve on it to get out to Mash. He was making the run down the left flank. And, why not go for goal?
Well, as these Roots continue to grow and be part of Oakland, at the same time, 2 teams leaving Oakland, the Golden State Warriors, recent NBA champions in 15, 17, and 18, and the Oakland Raiders leaving as well. And that is an impact to the community, and this team wants to be here, stay here, and mean something to this community in a big, big way. And so they do pay attention to other professional teams in the area, and they care. And that's part of their brand. Here's Dylan Autran. He has McInerney with him. Can he get there? And
every time now, Charles, Jack McInerney is on the ball, the noise level inside Laney College is just going to become immense. This crowd wants to see a hat trick from him. And that touch there just a little bit too heavy from Dylan Ortron, but you have a feeling he's going to be well on with a chance tonight. The Warriors, of course, moving to the city, has left really a void now. And, of course, with the Raiders go next year, as that shot is turned away. There is a void left in Oakland sports, Charles, that the Roots are most certainly taking a big opportunity with the turnout that they've had tonight. If they can keep packing this arena with 5,000 people every time that they play, it's going to be a huge shot in the arm for Oakland sports. A city, Charles, I think safe to say, that's always cared a lot about its sports.
Here's Waldrop. He found himself in a bit of a mixture there and collected nicely by the goalkeeper as well. And you're right, Stephen. This one's right in the heart of Oakland, too. It's right here. And the Oakland Athletics, which the Roots have been talking to and, you know, somewhat partner with, are going to be building just down the way from here. As you can see, the wonderful little move here by Waldrop on that side. So the A's are building a new stadium. The Raiders are going to Vegas. The Warriors to San Francisco. And the Oakland Roots, knowing their roots, are here. And they're up 2-0 in the first NISA game in Oakland, the NISA Fall Showcase. This is Gustavo Villalobos on the right side. He's been somewhat effective, but he hasn't taken his chances as well as he should, as Mash gets tripped up there. Shoulder-to-shoulder challenge, I thought, with Capriati. And a restart here for Oakland.
And as much as I, would like to say it, I think it's safe to say that 2 of the 4 teams that you mentioned, Charles, want to be in Oakland. And those are the 2 that count. The A's have been here since '68. They've committed to building a new stadium here in Oakland, and it can only be a good thing for the East Bay and for the economy around here and everything else. And the Roots, in their small way, are doing the exact same thing. And, this is going to be hopefully a wonderful partnership to see in the years to come as these 2 teams continue to develop.
And you're probably wondering, why are we talking about other sports on a soccer broadcast? Well, it's important because a lot of these folks in the community have their team taken away from them. And
not for the first time in some cases either.
As Larry Jackson is able to clear away from Nuno. And that's very important, having the emotional tie to the team. And when you rip out a team, it's excruciating. And so the Oakland Roots are trying to connect with the community and are.
He's onside.
This is Nuno. Omar Nuno over to his left side. The ball got cut up into his feet there. On for Villalobos. Here comes Larry Jackson. Another fine save right off of his line.
Well, that's been the bread and butter, trying to play the offside trap for Cal United strikers so far, and it worked to great effect that time with Nuno, but fluffed his lines a little bit is the phrase I'm looking for here, as he tried to do a little bit too much. The ball got caught up between his feet, and as he lays that one off for Villalobos, Jackson is there for the Roots.
There's Villalobos, all the way back into the feet of Cloutey. The Roots continue to press with just around 5 minutes to go until halftime. And for Cal United, I'm sure they'd like to get one before the end of this half. The Roots not possessing as much as they were in the opening half an hour, and allowing Cal United to get on the ball a little bit more.
Midfielders have certainly pushed forward a little bit since going down 2-0 for Cal United strikers. But again, just lacking that little bit of quality in the final third.
Yeah, and I think it has to be a little quicker out of their own half to get into the final third. And you're correct. In the in the Roots final third. They got to be a little bit more cunning. Here's Gonzalez and now McInerney. It's Jack McInerney again! Jack McInerney with his third goal of the first half! The hat-trick hero in Oakland! Oakland Roots 3, Cal United Strikers 0.
It's the Jack Mack Show. Goodness me. One left-footed shot, one headed goal, and now a right-footed effort from outside the box. Oh, come on, Charles. Wow. Let's see this again. And why not go for it from 22 yards? Cabrera actually moved off his line this time, but that effort so sweetly placed, there's nothing he can do about it. Hat trick hero. You might have to call him the Mad Hatter the way he's carrying on, Charles.
And it's funny because he was saying that he doesn't score a lot of goals from outside the box.
Right.
If not at all, outside the 18. And so you can tell when he receives the ball in that area, everyone knows from his body language that he's going to have a go. Everyone knows he's going to have a go from there. And so I'm a little surprised one of the holding midfield players from Cal United, they're playing 2 in front of a 4. We're not there as the ball swerved in here for Villalobos, who lays off for O'Brien and cleared away. A 3-0 lead in this first half for Oakland Roots. Jack McInerney, and this is Waldrop. He can really, really turn a corner and has. This is Villalobos on the volley, and Villalobos does not get that right.
It's kind of summed up the finishing here for Cal United Strikers in this first half. Not the best deliveries. We look at the replay there of McInerney's goal, but Villalobos there, a chance for the spectacular, and it comes off the crossbar of the uprights. But as we saw from that shot from McInerney, one left-footed goal, one right-footed goal, and a headed goal from a set piece. And I have a pretty good idea, Charles. I know I'm going to be interviewing after the match somehow. But how about that? 3 goals on your debut. You're for a brand new team in front of a sellout crowd.
In the first half, by the way.
It'd be interesting.
In the first half.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if McInerney has scored a hat-trick in his career, but you have to think the chances of him doing it in the first half alone are pretty slim.
Well, that's why they brought him here. That's why he's a key piece of this side. He's one of the most experienced players in the side. Major League Soccer experience at so many different clubs. Even got a call up in 2013 to the national team under Jurgen Klinsmann.
We're going to have 3 minutes of added time here in the first half, Charles. He's only 27 years old. I mean, you think with, you know, an excellent campaign here in the 2019 NISA Showcase, perhaps next year as well, but there's still plenty of football left in Jack Mack. And like we said, and you've seen it tonight, he scores goals wherever he goes, and this is a big set piece now for Cal United Strikers. Desperately needing a goal here in added time, Charles, at the end of the first half, to at least put a goal back on the board as they head into the dressing room at the half.
Standing behind the ball is Gonzalo Salguero. 2 in the wall here for Oakland. Salguero over everyone's head, and then Chris Christian's able to get there. The first corner for Cal United Strikers.
We'll take this one left-footed.
It is Salguero again, the left back. Salguero into the area.
Oh!
And what a fine, fine finish there by Clutie. Christopher Clutie with a wonder header.
Well, we've had plenty of goals here in the first half, Charles, and, well, no one saw Clutie coming, and this is a powerful effort. Tremendous delivery here to the back post, and he comes in like a freight train and heads that home.
And we've been impressed by Clutie as we've been seeing him at that right back position. Always attacking. out of that area, and he's almost playing like he's a right winger. And so well-taken goal for him here. Cal United strikers with one back right before the end of the half here in stoppage time. And an important goal, too, as Cal United tries to get their legs. A little bit laborious and not quick enough. And finally, they're able to get a goal from some of the chances that they've had. Good individuality, especially in the final third, but no final product.
Wants it again here on the right because he's wide open.
Here he is, onto his left side. And now Villalobos. In stoppage time, can they grab another? On for Omar Nuno. Nuno, shot closed down and cleared away by Guzman. So too there is Kyle O'Brien, though. And Waldrep. A little chip into the area. Collected by Guzman. On by Mash. Every Oakland Roots player behind the ball except for McInerney. Swerved in. And away by Chavez.
Well, a little added pep in the step there for Cal United strikers at the end of the half. Took the life out of the crowd momentarily. But the Roots faithful rise to their feet as they go into the dressing room up 3-1.
Jack McInerney with 3 goals for Oakland Roots in this first half. And a goal in stoppage time by Christopher Clutie here in the first NISA game in Oakland as professional soccer returns to the town for the first time in 50 years. We'll be back with the second half after this.
Well, we're in an interesting time. All our professional sports teams are in some stage of either having fled or transitioning. So we're losing the Warriors in a couple years. The Raiders are moving to Vegas.
So it feels like a bit of flux. I mean, having grown up here, I've seen it before with the Raiders, leaving and then coming back from Los Angeles. It always feels like there's some sports team here that is looking for the next best thing. And so I feel like we're right in the middle of that. And in the next few years, we're going to see how it shakes out. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I mean, it's exciting for me. I'm someone who came to appreciate the sport of soccer later in life. I spent a couple years living in Central America and I really fell in love with it. And so to have a team, one, that wants to be in Oakland, and two, that's willing to put that on their crest and make it a part of their identity is pretty cool.
I think people recognize when there's genuine effort and genuine outreach. So it's really listening in community, making sure that your team is engaged with community-based organizations that already exist and are flourishing in particularly the parts of Deep East and West Oakland that are really most impacted right now by the changes taking place in the Bay Area.
The people really is what it comes down to it for me, and it's such a hodgepodge of different cultures. So it's really hard to say this is what makes Oakland unique. I think what makes Oakland unique is the fact that it's so much there that it's hard to make it into one specific category.
It's the community that makes Oakland the city it is. And you can say that about most cities in the Bay Area. The community kind of gives each city like its different characteristic. And for Oakland to kind of keep in tune with the community is essential to the survival of that team. And I would hope that the team, the club, would do the same for the community, make sure that the community is always doing well. It would be pretty huge. Yeah, there's definitely a market for it.
But I think there's a hunger for a team that's really dedicated to this town.
I think soccer is uniquely unifying I mean, it's a global sport. It's not just something that you see in the United States, and it's not something that you see only in elite circles. It's something that like you can play with any sort of ball in the middle of a street in any country.
Well, it's starting to catch on. People are watching it in bars more. It's on television more. So I think the potential is really high, obviously, with the big teams leaving and just Oakland becoming even more of a global city is definitely embracing soccer culture, whether it's people that have always been into it or people that are just open-minded and curious.
I do think there's something really special about this town, and I think a team that wanted to, be deeply rooted in Oakland would have the people themselves mixed into its DNA.
Gritty, diverse,
Colorful?
renegades, independent.
Radical, and it's beautiful.
Welcome back to Laney College for the NISA Fall Showcase. Charles Wolin back with you here as Oakland Roots lead Cal United Strikers by a scoreline of 3-1. I have a special guest in the broadcast booth with me here, Stephen Aldridge, who is the chairperson of Oakland Roots Soccer Club. You grew up loving soccer. You come from upstate New York and North Carolina, and you're here in the Bay Area. And how did this come about, you meeting some of the founders, Benno Nagel, Idris Arganiwal?
Absolutely. The dream that Benno and his crew and Idris, who really built this brand from nothing 3 years ago, the vision was, bring pro soccer to Oakland. And I think 3 years ago, if you had told them this is what the first night would be, it would have been like at the pinnacle of what they could imagine. So they tracked me down 18 months ago on social media. I wrote about leadership and I wrote about sports, and because I played soccer my whole life, I was talking about sports and women's soccer and equality in particular. And they said, hey, Stephen, we've got this idea we want to run by you. And I love entrepreneurship. That's what my career has been about. And I said, I'm happy to talk. And Benno really had this compelling vision for the future, and I said, I'd love to help. So that was 18 months ago, and it's just been a steady involvement. And I left my day job in tech at the end of February and started full-time as chair March 1st, and it's been a blast.
Let's talk about club and community and the way to do this, because a lot of teams can kind of get it wrong, and a lot of teams can be criticized for it, and you guys are doing it bit by bit, part by part, putting it together. And you've had from the beginning, you've had an advisory group, and you've also partnered with various different Soccer for Social Change organizations.
That's right.
You discuss and chat a little bit how community and club all fits together with Oakland Roots?
Yeah, it's really person by person. I mean, this is about going into the community and not starting with soccer, but starting with, we want to build something from the ground up with the community's input. And so when we think about building pro soccer, it was actually building the Oakland Roots Sports Club. And soccer is a component of that, but it's Oakland, and it's Oakland first. And what that meant for us is, how do we grab the people that are here and care deeply about the city, the people who are here and care deeply about soccer, and bring those two things together? So we had an early, literally before we even thought about the soccer side, we had folks in the Community Advisory Board talking about how do we get involved in the nonprofit side with soccer as a component, but nonprofits, so that we could go reach into the community and say, we're here, what do you need? And then the second piece was, let's build a brand that represents the city. And that's where the Community Advisory Board also was incredibly helpful, bringing their ideas for what does it mean to be Oakland? And that's what is in our crest. When you look at that crest and you see the oak tree and the cutout of Oakland in the tree itself, and then you've got the tapestry of the beauty of diversity in Oakland. Those are all things that came from feedback from the community. So that was the beginning, and that's really at our core of what we're trying to do with the Roots.
And you've said previously this is really baked into your DNA, and you gave me an example when we talked a couple of days ago about how this was going to go, and you cited this really nice story, and I'd like you to tell folks about it, and Devontae Dubose showing up at a local school here and being this presence, being this pro soccer player. A lot of folks in this community haven't had the chance to look up to a pro soccer soccer player, hey, I can do that too.
Right.
And so
totally, yeah. I mean, it's amazing. You know, we have our players. So half of the players are from Oakland, and the ability for those players to step into a school, to step onto the pitch with a local soccer club and the local not-for-profit soccer clubs like Soccer Without Borders and say, hey, you can come from where you came from and you can become a pro player. You can be that person. How do you go create that inspiration? And then all of the leadership and all the education that is required along the way comes with that. And so the inspiration that Devontae was saying was, look, I went into this school and this kid literally came up and was like, I've never met a pro athlete before, and the fact that you came here is magical. And then he tells his parents, and those parents then want to find out more about the club. And so you have this reinforcing cycle of, if the community supports you, the club will be successful. And that's what we're striving for.
Let's talk a little bit about building the squad and having a makeup of a majority of them, 75% from the Bay Area, half of them from Oakland as well, and the importance of that. And another thing that you told me before is you want folks to kind of see themselves in the players, in the brand,
That's right.
and resonate deeply in that manner.
Yeah, Charles, I mean, it's amazing. When I think about Oakland, when you think about the diversity of the city, and you've got the African-American community, the Latin community, the Asian community, the Caucasians, and we're a microcosm of what the U.S. is becoming. And so our ability to look out on the pitch, look at the coaching staff, look at the front office and say, you can find yourself on the pitch, you can find yourself in the front office. That is what is Oakland to me, is bring people together, create the opportunities for them to see themselves in the club, and that will get them to wear the gear. That'll get them to help us bring the club into their community and suggest ideas on what might we do to help inspire their kids and their part of the community. So you're totally right. When you look at the makeup of the club, we've got some younger players, some older players, folks that have been in MLS and are still playing super well. We've got young kids coming up, and they're of all different shapes, colors, and sizes.
Well, thank you very much, Stephen, for being here and thank you so much for helping to grow the game in our country and on our communities. You're a really big piece of it, and I know that everybody appreciates you very much. For helping and being there and using your voice and your platform to do it.
Thank you so much, Charles. Well, hey, it's, as we say, Oakland first always. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. We will be right back with the second half after this.
6 million ways to mob, choose one.
Something in the water.
This is about more than work. It's about growing a community. Every day, across the country, the highly skilled, highly trained members of the IBEW are committed to doing the job right, doing the job safe, and doing the job on time. Because while we might be experts in our field, we're also your friends and neighbors. IBEW, the power professionals in your neighborhood.
One of our successes has always been able to find the B personalities, and the B personality just stands for Butler, which means fitting into our organization. We could have been a much bigger company if we had chosen to be, but it's been the philosophy of both myself, Bill, and the leadership team to stay at a size that we really know all of our team members and their family members, because we're only as good as the team member sitting next to us.
look at that wonderful lunar eclipse there. As you can see,
it's a fingernail moon.
Yeah, it's a fingernail, and it's absolutely gorgeous as we are zoomed in on the moon, which is a little nice little. Excuse me.
The sunset is beautiful, Charles,
yeah,
and it's kind
gorgeous.
of fitting that we got
speechless.
such a gorgeous sunset and moon rising above the Golden Gate. But it's a picture-perfect night, isn't it, Charles?
Yeah,
that's what you were looking to say.
Yes, it is. And I just spoke with Stephen Aldrich, who is the chairperson of Oakland Roots Soccer Club. And
he must have left you speechless.
Yeah, he did too. And we will be back with more of the second half as the players are starting to walk out here. But let's go to the highlights of the first half.
Well, the crowd, as we've seen, Charles, all game long has been absolutely spectacular, and it's a packed house here, Lane. You cannot ask for any more. And the Roots really were knocking on the door early with that Ryan Mash right-footed shot there on goal. The alarm bell should have been ringing for Cal United strikers. There was a left-footed effort that was just over the crossbar. But here is the first goal, and really well taken there by Jack McInerney. And Jack Mack opens his Roots account with a goal, and then a little header action for his second of the day. He has a brace already. As we take a look at the replay there, tremendous delivery from Guzman right on the money. A little flick on with the head, and then McInerney from well outside the box. A right-footed shot that powers past Cabrera in goal. And he almost got that, but not quite. And then right at the end of the half, very much against the run of play, Christopher Clutie there with a powerful header to put it past Larry Jackson in goal. A little bit of a lifeline there for Cal United strikers at the end of the half, Charles.
Yeah, you kind of expected that in a way, Stephen. The fact that they were still probing, but they lacked, the unlocking play. They lacked that extra bit to be able to undo the Roots back line. And to the Roots' credit, they did a fine job of being able to snuff tackles out at the right place at the right time, right before there was potentially a clear shot on goal.
Yeah, I agree with that, Charles. And also Bernardes, I think, set the tone very early on indeed with a couple of crucial tackles in the opening couple of minutes. As we look there at the player comparison, Clutie, of course, with the goal. McInerney, 3 goals, 5 shots on goal in the match so far. And he, of course, really has been the story. But going back to the Roots setting the defensive tone early, Bernardes certainly established the fact that he's going to be difficult to beat in this game so far. He had that brief moment where he was injured about midway through the first half or so. But overall, defensively, with the exception of the set piece, the Roots have done an exemplary job so far.
Well, they got this place absolutely rocking. If you can hear it of any of the background music, the music has been absolutely brilliant. I can't stop dancing in this press box, to be honest with you. They're playing a little Mac Dre, of course, at halftime. Feeling myself, one of my favorite songs of all time. Of course, Mac Dre, a legendary Bay Area rapper.
They brought out all the hits today, Loonies. I got 5 on it. The only thing I haven't heard yet is Tell Me When to Go. Maybe they're saving that till the end of the match, huh?
Or maybe E40's actually here is going to do a live show.
Could be.
Why not? Free kick here for Cal United, just around central midfield, as it looks like Villalobos tripped up. And he was decent in the first half, and he was open, had a couple of chances, had some shots, but not, clear shots on target for him. But the build-up seems to be going through him and through Waldrep. And so Cal United giving it a go here in this second half. Down by 2 goals as Oakland leads 3-1. Waldrep on the sideline, tackled away by Benji Hoya, and he wins himself a free kick.
I will say, though, after the Clutie goal, the end of the first half, you saw a renewed vigor, perhaps, in the way that Cal United strikers were playing. Let's see if that carries on here into the second half.
This is David Chavez. And now Capriati, still Capriati.
Oh, he's going to be not pleased with that. It is worth noting, we didn't have a chance to mention it at the top of the broadcast, but Christian Tierjung, a player that both of us are familiar with, me with him playing for the Dragons, of course, time in the Bay Area circles as a proven goal scorer, potentially coming off the bench for Cal United Strikers this evening. We'll see if perhaps in the 60th minute or so, if they bring Tia Jung on to try and change the dynamic of this Cal United Strikers attack.
Yeah, many options on the Cal United side. This is Bernardes. On for Chavez. And now Salguero, who had a nice end to the first half, and he's the free kick taker as well for this Cal United Strikers side. And there is a difference between these two clubs, though, Stephen, in the sense that Cal United Strikers wants to be able to grow their players from a level and move them up. For Oakland Roots, they already have ex-MLS players,
right,
ex-players from USL, and they've got a core mix of Oakland players as well. And so there's definitely a difference in philosophy from what Don Ebert is trying to do and what the Roots and Paul Bravo are able to do with this club,
right,
signing the likes of Jack McInerney, etc.
And this is we'll come back to that point, but quickly a set piece here. Last time Cal United Strikers had a corner kick, it ended up in the back of the net. Can they make it 2 out of 2?
On here and headed away here by Christian.
And I understand the thinking for Coach Ebert behind that, is that there's so much talent in Southern California, Charles, that he feels like this is the way to bring up players to an entry-level position in the professional game. You have to give them a lot of credit for wanting to do that way, and to have these players prove that they have the mettle, if you like, to perform at a professional level. But he said it himself. He thinks there's enough talent in Orange County, in the greater San Diego, Los Angeles areas, that this is a sustainable model for a team such as Cal United Strikers FC. So you have to give him a lot of credit for that.
Yeah, he said
giving these players a chance.
He absolutely loves coaching at this level. He said he went on and on about that when we chatted about that. And he said he's a forward by nature, and he likes to press. I like to attack. I like to press. I'm willing to give up goals to score more. And Don Ebert, of course, who played in the NASL when it initially folded and then played indoor soccer for years in the indoor soccer phenomenon. Here's Mash, all the way back to the goalkeeper. And it's also a testament to the fact that Don Ebert didn't get the opportunity that a lot of these players do today. And so he feels personally responsible for helping to grow the pyramid, and he believes there's a piece missing in the pyramid at this fourth to third to second to first level, whatever it is, whatever day of the week, how you define it.
Just very briefly on that, he was the #1 draft pick of the New York Cosmos back in 1980. He even admitted himself that when he came up against the likes of Johan Niskens and Giorgio Canaglia, that he just was not prepared for it. And this is where he thinks Cal United Strikers might build a piece of the pyramid by providing players that perhaps are not going to college a chance.
Salguero, it's a nice ball, and it's trickling to the end line. Out for a goal kick. 3 goals for Jack McInerney tonight in the first half. A response, though, by Clutie right before the end of the first half. He's an exciting right back, and he loves to get up and down that line as well. Here is Benji Hoya. I'm sure he'd love a goal this evening. On for Mash on the left side.
He hasn't perhaps, Hoya, played quite as an attacking role as we would have thought tonight, but he's been more than willing on a number of occasions to drop back into the defensive midfield, but also be that sort of disruptor, too, in the midfield for the Roots tonight.
Well, what I think he loves doing the most here is distributing the ball and allowing his wingers to receive the ball. His vision on the field, I think, has been absolutely superb, Benji Hoya, because he's allowed both David Chavez and Eric Gonzalez to get into the game, and Mash actually to come a little bit inside to play as an attacking midfielder underneath. And so he's allowed other folks to be given the space to do what they do in their attacking positions. It's a different than what you see from a regular 10, but what you see from Benji Hoya is absolutely superb.
reason why he's wearing the armband, I think, safe to say, Charles.
Here's Waldrep. And now Capriati. Couple substitutions warming up on the far sideline behind the goal for Cal United. How might Don Ebert change his team?
Kevin John wearing 18 is certainly one of them. I'll try and get the other two numbers for you in a moment, Charles.
Oh, Christian caught in possession here by Clutie. Capriati now on the ground looking for O'Brien and cleared away by Muma Bernardes.
And almost into the almost onto East 8th Street over there with that clearance. That gives us a moment while they retrieve the ball to give you the other two substitutes. Looks like Tia Jung is one of them in the middle there, right on the right behind the goal, and I'll give you the other one momentarily. So Jung and Tia Jung warming up for Cal United strikers.
Well, the sun has set here at Laney College.
Talk about a picture-perfect first day for the Roots to hold a match. Absolutely spectacular.
Here is David Chavez. And now Hoya switching the field from the right to the left. And looks like the first yellow card of the match is coming here to Eric Gonzalez. No, he's booked for that challenge
on Villalobos.
Yeah, and those two have been going at it this evening.
They have.
Quite a bit.
And back to the opening minutes, I might add, as well.
Yeah. Definitely. Headed away by David Chavez. And now Waldrop. Here is Dylan Autrin. Autrin looking for Hoya. The fans did like the step overs, but the final back heel not given, and a foul at central midfield as well on Nuno. And could Muma Bernardes be given a warning here?
Here's the back heel from, or the nice little twist. The back heel, no one home, and fortunately there for Autrin. But yeah, the card stays in the book for the big man this time.
This is Villalobos, and Jackson gets there first. Here's Waldrep. Maybe wanted to have a go at goal from there on the half volley. Well, he looked well poised. And now Benji Hoya working his way through on O'Brien.
Getting a little chippy now in the last couple minutes, and another card is coming out.
Well, Benji Hoya and O'Brien having a little chat, and Benji Hoya going to the book now. The fans don't appreciate that.
And a little slap there on the backside by O'Brien as he went past Hoya. So back-to-back Roots players booked in as many minutes.
Yeah, the game's definitely slowed down in this second half. Very much more pedestrian pace as well here, Stephen.
I think both coaches alluded to it, Charles, that fitness was going to be a little bit of a concern in this opening match. And we'll just have to see who has enough gas left in the tank over the course of the 90 minutes. But you're right. And I think the goal by Clutie at the end of the first half has certainly taken a little bit of the life out of the crowd. Definitely not quite as boisterous as they were in that opening 30 minutes, especially after Jack Mack put them on the board.
Collected by Larry Jackson. Again, spent his college days at Santa Clara University. Played at New England Revolution and Wilmington Hammerheads, Burlingame Dragons, and Fresno FC. He's a young goalkeeper as well.
Guzman is fouled, and O'Brien will get a brief talking to here.
Here is Chris Christian.
Ooh, a bit of a giveaway there. He's been caught out in possession a couple times there tonight.
Yeah, he certainly has.
Substitutes continuing to warm up then for Cal United strikers. The Roots have 4 players over on the byline over there at the south end of the stadium.
That's nicely worked by Octavio Guzman on for David Chavez. He's going to have a go. Cut out, though. Back to goal. And Dylan Autran bearing down there on O'Brien, who had to be quick to be able to clear away.
Living a little dangerously there, Charles. There, look at the substitutes for Cal United Strikers FC. Tia Jung, the middle player of the 3 there on that camera shot.
Brought down here by Gonzalez, who's been booked. On now for Villalobos.
It's a good tackle by Capriotti that has set the ball forward.
Villalobos has Waldrop with him. Saluero. And now Abraham Villon. Salguero, and he wins a corner. That's smart counter-attacking football there from Cal United strikers.
So Clutie, the man to keep an eye on. He's going to be approaching the edge of the 18-yard box on the far side. Guzman is going to go over to keep tabs on him.
James McGee as well in there. Swerved on in, back stick, goes over everyone's head, trickling out.
Will be a throw.
Cal United maintaining possession through the feet of Waldrop. And can McInerney get on the ball? First touch kind of lets him down a bit. Here's Benji Hoya. Hoya trying to spring the run of Autran. And as he does, Salguero, lots of space on this left side. And Abraham Villon. And Coach Don Ebert really likes Abraham Villon. He believes that he's a difference maker. He's a good winger.
And he sets an example for the rest of his team.
Yeah.
Definitely not the biggest man on the pitch, but perhaps has the biggest heart.
And now Bernardes on for Chavez. On the right side, drops his shoulder. A nice tackle there by Waldrop. Been impressed by Waldrop, especially in central midfield. A couple of mazy runs by him. Being able to make some tackles as well. I'm sure he'd like a goal this evening. Christian Tierjung warming up in front of us. Couple of substitutions. I believe it's going to be a double change, Stephen.
Yeah, it looks like it. Both players have removed the warm-up gear. Tia Jung ready to take the pitch for Cal United strikers for the first time. Sure, a few Dragons fans here in attendance. Or former Dragons fans, I should say. So, be glad to see him back.
Tia Jung, formerly of the Burlingame Dragons of USL PDL. Southern California-based player, has played plenty of Southern California-based teams as well. Of course, the Dragons don't exist anymore. And now biding his time with Cal United strikers.
Also played for the New York Cosmos, the B team in the NPSL. 4 goals in 9 matches. Played for Tulsa, Reno 1868. And will be enrolling in law school once his soccer career is done. So it is a double substitution, as you said. Tia Jung is on, as is Kevin Jun. And O'Brien coming off, as is Omar Nuno. Bit of a quiet game for Nuno. I think we expected a bit more out of him, Charles. They just weren't able to get the big center forward involved, perhaps as much as they would like. Bernardes will send us back to Jackson. But Bernardes has just been a wall in defense for the Roots tonight, Charles. I mean, he's just...
Yeah, he's absolutely been fantastic this evening back there. Hasn't lost a step.
Indefatigable, that's what I wanted to say.
And I think that Omar Nuno was not, making the runs that I think that his teammates probably wanted to play him in positions in certain ways, because he was drawn out wide. I think the three underneath are very talented in the likes of Villalobos, Vion, and Waldrop, and the fact that he's getting pulled out there, punched away by Larry Jackson. And so that's kind of my analysis to that. Here's Waldrop. Nice overlapping run here. Tia Jung on here for Waldrop. Long distance effort.
Just a
speculative
shot.
And wide.
Yeah, just a shot you never thought was convincing, the way he turned, tried to hit it, and the body language after says that was the case.
Yoshi Chaffin is going to make way here for Victor Muma Bernardes. And the fans give him a big, big roar.
Well, Bernardes still showing that he has got what it takes. And just a colossus in defense for the Roots tonight. And as you mentioned, gets a big hand here from the Roots faithful, and he looked like he was about ready to take a seat there as we saw that shot of him on the bench. So
fans love him, people love him.
Right.
Former Quakes people ask about him all the time, and he's one of these guys that people just fall in love with. He has the heart of a lion, and he puts it on the field every time. Here's Benji Hoya looking for McInerney again. On here for Waldrop. Chance was on there for Kevin Jun. Here is Kevin Jun.
good tackle.
Looking to get onto his right side. Yoshi Chaffin. Kevin Jung trying to turn the corner. Still Kevin Jung. Held well, though, by Larry Jackson.
It was a good initial tackle by the Roots, but Jun, to his credit, kept battling, wins possession back as Chaffin makes the tackle, squirms away from him. Jun had to take the extra step to get around Christian, left-footed cross in, and Jackson is there to claim it.
Here's the goal scorer, Clutie. Into the feet of Waldrop. Everything seeming to go through Waldrop's feet here for Cal United strikers. Villalobos, save made by Jackson. Well, Villalobos has been probing. He's been in right positions. He's been in the right place at the right time. And that was a well-taken effort there. The goalkeeper did really well.
Fuerte's bundled to the ground, so... Yeah, that's a smart save from Jackson, diving to his right. Villalobos got good power on the shot. Let's take a look at it here. Villalobos just a little bit too much pace for his marker, and that forces Jackson into a smart save.
Here's Villalobos again. Waldrop.
Cal United strikers in the attacking ascendancy here, Charles.
Yeah, and I think you would expect that here in this second half. I think it's a little bit also about how you manage the game as well. And having a 3-0 lead and then it being 3-1 in the second half, how do you go about that? I think it can be pretty tricky, to be honest with you. And
Roots
certainly
left off the gas pedal a little bit, though.
Yeah, and not to say the Roots don't want to attack, but
right.
you know, at the same time, maybe they're sitting in just a little bit more. Trying to get some other substitutions on as well.
So we might be ready for another Roots substitute here as well, Charles. As summoned from the bench. Tell you in a moment.
This game sponsored by Kia, the Roots local vehicle sponsor. Visit Oakland Kia for your next purchase or lease. Here is the local lad, Dylan Autrin. Autrin looking for McInerney, headed away by Clutie. Hoya. Fans asking for more. They don't want to stop at 3-1. They want more.
Angel Heredia is going to be the substitute for the Roots, Charles.
Here's Jun. And Villon tackled away by David Chavez.
Nice turn.
And now Waldrep. And Jimenez follows through, two-footed, but isn't able to make the tackle. And I think he's going to get a talking to here by Nick Marin. And there's going to be a substitution coming up here for Oakland Roots. Angel Heredia, as you had said, going to make his way into the match. Last played at FC Tucson. Local player as well from San Jose. And you can see there, Andres Jimenez comes through two-footed. Is not able to make the tackle, and so has a chat with the referee. He's got to be careful there. Not booked either. Coming up on around 20 minutes to go here at historic Laney College. The Oakland Raiders actually used to play on this site before it was remanufactured, and Laney College, home to the 2018 California Community College football champions, the Eagles.
Yep, Laney College beating Ventura in the championship last year.
And I'm told that if you're the California Community College football champion, you're also the national football champion too, because there's so many community colleges. And our producers and directors want you to know that that could have been found on Bay OSN here, the Bay Area Online Sports Network.
Coach John Beam here at Laney College, a featured community member of the Roots. You can find that on their website. So the Roots doing their part for the community, and John Beam has certainly done his part for the Oakland community over the years.
Yeah, it's beautiful to see them honor someone from a different sport in order to give credit to the community. And so I actually met John Beam yesterday while they were taking care of the field here, and what a guy. Nice person. And
well-dressed man too, huh?
And he loves his kids, and he loves his football. And he's probably here watching these athletes play and enjoying himself too. Tripped up on the field here. A restart. Benji Hoya with the tackle. He's on a yellow card as well. So I'm not sure if the referee's going to say something.
And he's going to bring him aside here, Charles.
Yeah, he's going to have a chat with him. He said that's the last time. You can tell the body language.
Yeah.
Very, very direct indeed from the referee to Hoya. He said, that's enough. Wouldn't want the captain to get sent off here in the first game. And Don Ebert actually having a chat with the fourth official right in front of us, so he's not happy with that, pointing out different chances, pointing his finger very much at the fourth official here. Ball over the top, headed away by Chris Christian. Here is Benji Hoya. He's upended. Tackled by James McGee.
Yeah, I think Coach Ebert probably of the belief that Hoyer should be on his way to the dressing room right now. Free kick Roots. Christian takes it.
Here is David Chavez. I've been really impressed by David Chavez, especially on this right side. Both him and Clutie have played right back positions to the T this evening. Diagonal ball looking for Villalobos, but collected by Larry Jackson here.
I mean, he's one unstoppable header away from a clean sheet tonight. But when his name and number are being called tonight, Charles, he's been excellent. When you think back to that shot from Villalobos, forcing him to dive to his right to make a smart stop, and he's definitely bossed his 18-yard box so far.
Another foul by the referee. You know, this second half has not really been picked up at all. It's been a very, very different than the first half. First half open, a lot of attacking chances from both teams. And there's been a very much a lull, a long lull in this second half.
Just never got started, really.
Yeah, I mean, there's still around 15 minutes to go, but...
Now another Cal United Strikers goal, perhaps.
Could really, really ignite the fire. And again, this is the NISA Fall Showcase. And just to kind of break it down a little bit to you, there is a East and there is a West. And there's 4 teams in both divisions. The top 2 teams will play each other in a final in November. And then there will also be a spring session. And each team will have a home and away. And there's a couple teams that have some exhibition games as well. And there's a couple teams that have been announced into NISA, but they won't be playing in NISA during the fall. So the likes of Detroit City and Chattanooga will be in NISA in the springtime as the league kind of gets itself together to really, really have a go for next fall. And so that's kind of where we are with this.
And I was just going to add to that briefly. Both coaches thought this is the perfect way for the teams to get everything aligned, not only the players on the pitch, not only the coaching staffs, but to have the fans come out, to get the sort of practice that you need for a full campaign in 2020. And I know Coach Ebert in particular was, very much welcomed the opportunity for a little bit of a dry run, if you like, dress rehearsals, if such, for the 2020 campaign.
Well, I love dress rehearsals. And rehearsals in general. You can never practice enough. You can never hone in your craft enough. And I think it is important and crucial and good for the league to be able to kind of roll it out in this way.
Miguel Sanchez Rincon was the substitute for Cal United Strikers as Waldrep takes a seat.
Another substitution coming up for Oakland Roots in just a moment. Niall Irwin is going to make his way. Oakland founded in 1852. As you can see, Chavez upended here. And the captain, Benji Hoya, will come off. Niall Irwin on. The Irishman.
He certainly got a name from the Emerald Isle, huh, Charles?
Absolutely. So Niall Irwin in the match now for Oakland Roots. In this last 13, 14 minutes, 3-1. Jack McInerney scoring all 3 goals for Oakland Roots in the first half. A first half hat trick.
In 31 minutes. I mean, talk about announcing your name on the Oakland sporting scene. Jack McInerney's name will be at the top of every headline in the soccer community come tomorrow morning. We talk about wanting to put on a show in the opening 45 minutes. The Roots have done exactly that. And to the fans' credit, Charles, they've also stuck around here too. They want to be able to cheer the team at the conclusion of this match. My mistake, I said Waldrop had taken the seat. He is certainly not, because he's still there on that delivery. So apologies there.
Yeah, Capriati, the man taken off there. Looks like Dylan Autrin's struggling a little bit here. He's just going to take a seat. And the Roots are asking the referee to stop the match. Take a look at Dylan Autrin as well. '78th minute. The trainer comes out. Both teams have used all 3 substitutions so far. Well, Dylan Autrin, the local lad. And that is our fan of the game, presented by East Bay Community Energy. Yes, providing greener power at lower rates. Visit ebce.org to find out more.
He's definitely got the biggest smile, perhaps. Smile of the day candidate, too. He's got to like what he's seen from his new favorite team tonight.
And he's making friends.
Yeah.
He's making friends. He's finding buddies out there. And they're growing the game together. We're building together. And that's what this is all about. This is Salguero, and he wins a corner. Cal United scoring off of a corner at the end of the first half. Can they find something from this is the question. It would be set up for a grandstand finish if they can get something at all. Ball swerved in, headed away by Chris Christian, touched away by Dylan Autrin.
It was well defended on the set piece. Clutie was late to make a run. Guzman came in and stepped between him and Christian, and that delivery to the back post a little bit too strong. Opportunity, shot, goal! Oh, what a finish!
That is absolutely sensational, and they've pulled one back here. What a goal there from Cal United strikers.
Miguel Sanchez Rincon only on the pitch for a couple of minutes, and he absolutely hammers that past Larry Jackson. And just when you think, Charles, again, you think perhaps Cal United strikers are dead and buried, and that one is smashed home.
It was actually Villalobos on the goal there.
It seems like the Roots have now woken up all of a sudden, Charles. Down by only a goal.
Well, 3-2 in favor of Oakland. Cal United pulls one back here. It's set up for a grandstand finish here in this last 10 minutes or so. Can they find something from this game is the question. And Oakland preserved their 3-goal lead that they had from Jack McInerney.
All of a sudden now the urgency has picked up. The buzz in the crowd has picked up a little bit too. The Roots are sensing perhaps they only escape with a point tonight. Could Cal United strikers really pull this off?
Well, you never know.
There, it's a little slack defending there from Christie. Misses one tackle, and before you know it, Villalobos is smashed into the roof of the net. You have to give credit, though, to Cal United strikers, because the chances that they've had presented to them tonight, they have taken with authority. They've been few and far between. They've done what's necessary.
Collected by Larry Jackson. Just around 8 minutes to go, and stoppage time. Jack McInerney with 3 goals for the Roots. Christopher Clutie and Gustavo Villalobos finally gets his goal. Well taken by him. And he's had numerous chances tonight to score goals for Cal United. And he beats the goalkeeper, Larry Jackson, there.
And frankly, based on the way he's played, Charles, I think the most deserving of a Cal United strikers player to get a goal tonight has certainly been the most creative force for Cal United strikers so far. And his efforts tonight are rewarded with that effort. But now a chance for the Roots here to put a little cushion between them and Cal United strikers.
Well, McInerney brought to ground there. And 3 behind the ball here. Chris Christian, Angel Heredia, and Octavio Guzman. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Octavio Guzman. And it is over the bar. Well, there were 3 in the queue there for that one. And you can feel a little nervousness in this building from the fans. And as Cal United strikers continues to apply pressure. This is Salguero. And now Fuerte. And here's the substitute, Miguel Sanchez Rincon.
Well, you think about back to what Coach Ebert said to us. He said he'd rather lose 5-4 than lose 1-0. And Cal United strikers have not given up on this match. Could they nick a point here?
Sanchez Rincon looking for Villalobos. Autrin looks to clear. Octavio Guzman looks to spring Jack McInerney. The goalkeeper has to come out. Cabrera, he does well.
Oh, give him right back to McInerney, though.
Almost for Jack McInerney.
Sanchez Rincon with a slide tackle there, too. Game opening up now in a big way. Oh, just try to thread that.
Kevin Jun, who's had a couple of good touches on this left side in front of us. Villalobos, still Villalobos. Look at a chip.
Ooh.
And over the bar.
Jackson got a fingertip to it. That was tailing back down underneath the bar. Jackson is looking around saying, where is everybody? These are the moments of your Roots fan that you get especially nervous from the set piece. Clutie on the edge of the 18-yard box, nearest to us. Everyone in the attacking half.
85th minute, it's Fuerte. Is it going to fall here for Sanchez Rincon? And finally clear. Brought down by Kevin Jun. Switching the field back over to the right side. On here for Christian Tierjung. Still Tierjung.
Tried to do a little bit too much there, Charles.
And here come Oakland Roots through the feet of Dylan Autrin. Autrin for Angel Heredia. Heredia now. On the left side, couple of step overs, keen to keep possession. Keen to build. Here's David Chavez. Chris Christian. Tierjung. Excuse me, Waldrop. And now Villalobos, who scored a screamer moments ago.
Salguero wants it on the left flank. He gets it.
Oh, and he's offside.
Touch.
Offside on the left, Gonzalo Salguero.
Bernardes now is coming off the bench to shout out instructions to his defensive teammates. So time's starting to run a little short here in this one.
Jackson looking for McInerney all the way back to Cabrera. Sanchez Rincon switching the field, finding Salguero. Salguero now onwards here, and there's the equalizer! A huge, huge equalizer! It's Tirjung, the substitute! Oakland Roots 3, Cal United Strikers 3, Christian Tirjung scores.
We've talked about how Jack McInerney, Charles, has been a talisman for this team, but Tirjung is a proven scorer no matter what team he's on. And Cal United Strikers have battled back from 3 down, unmarked from 18 yards out.
Well, we've got something for you here. A couple of minutes to go, 3-all, and now the Let's Go Oakland back in the building here, behind their team, and they want their team to get the winner here, not stopping at that.
I didn't want to say it earlier, Charles, but this is eerily reminiscent of Chelsea-Sheffield United this morning, right? Chelsea go up big in the first 30 minutes of the game.
Absolutely, exactly
Cal
like
United
that.
Strikers have battled back to their full credit.
Well, who knows how much stoppage time we'll get, but Christian Tirjung with a mammoth equalizer for Cal United Strikers. Does he spoil the party here? Is there going to be 3 to 4 to 5 minutes of stoppage time? Who knows? Oakland winning a free kick in their half. Christian. Center back looking for Jack McInerney. And a Let's Go Oakland chant right back here. Every step of the way. They want to see their team get a winner. Still waiting on the fourth official's adjustment of stoppage time. We've played 90. It's 4 minutes of stoppage time. The offside flag raised there in the final minutes. Excuse me, in that sequence there. Larry Jackson. And the Oakland Roots, 4 minutes of stoppage time. Cal United Strikers, Christian Tirjung with 4 minutes of stoppage time. Is there going to be last chance here for one of these teams? Here's Mash, shirts tugged on, and he wins himself a free kick. Yellow card coming out here to Clutie. Yellow card for Chris Clutie. Free kick now to the Roots. Oakland 3. Cal United Strikers 3. It's going to be taken by Ryan Mash. Mash behind the ball. Heredia in there, as well as Chaffin, as well as Octavio Guzman. It's Mash's ball. And not the best of services there from Ryan Mash. Well, this great city, founded in 1852. Oakland, California. Pro soccer back right here after 50 years of being away from Oakland. Of course, there's been friendlies from the San Jose Earthquakes at Oakland Coliseum and various other sides, but professional soccer since the North American Soccer League left in 1969. The old Oakland Clippers that played plenty of friendlies in their last year. They didn't even play in the league. 1967-68, and then left in 69 after a exhibition year where they played the likes of Manchester City. They played Guadalajara. They played in San Francisco at Kezar Stadium. They tried to showcase their brand and make sure that the Clippers were alive. And now the Oakland Roots bringing back the world's game here in this remarkable, one-of-a-kind, unique city. Free kick here for Cal United. It's Gonzalo Salguero. Salguero, right-footed. It's good service. Over everyone's head. Can Cloutey track it down? Yes, he can. Still Cloutey in stoppage time. Just around 30 seconds to go. Swerved in. Larry Jackson comes out to punch it. Villalobos is still there, though. Villalobos swerved in, and Larry Jackson. Larry Jackson. What a save by the goalkeeper. Right there. He says, let's calm it down. Maybe a chance for one last attack if they can get this on. Christian. Over the top, looking for Tierjung. The offside flag is raised. So many jerseys here in the building. Oakland Roots jerseys, different jerseys of different teams that people support. Different amateur clubs that are represented from the East Bay. Youth clubs as well. And such a great group of people here. A Germany fan dancing with another fan that has an FC Palestine jersey on. Families. But remarkably, the whole of Oakland represented here at Laney College in a thrilling 3-3 draw between these two sides. Jack McInerney with a hat-trick in the first half for Oakland Roots. Cal United strikers were able to get one back through Christopher Cloutey right before halftime. Gustavo Villalobos as well, and then Christian Tierjung as well. And let's go to Stephen Davies with Paul Bravo.
Bravo, Paul, a tale of two halves.
Yeah, it really was. I think fitness let us down tonight, maybe a couple of plays along the way. But overall, what a great night. The fans were fantastic. 6 goals. I just wish we would have gotten the 3 points.
And that's what I was going to say. Regardless of the result, what does it mean to the community to have a turnout like we had here tonight?
Well, you know, the objective was to get people out here and then make them come back. Right. And the hope is that we did that tonight. Unfortunately, we didn't send them home with 3 points. But our job as a staff, the players, is to bring happiness and joy to the fans. And so tonight, I thought we did that.
And what are you going to change next week when FC Juarez come to town?
Well, we're going to keep working on fitness and see if we can't, keep ticking over and maybe control the match a little bit more as the game wears on. But as you can see, guys cramping up. I think getting used to the field, getting used to the surroundings. And, you know, at the end of the day, we have a bunch of good players. So.
And real quick, Jack McInerney, what a first half performance.
Yeah, you know, we brought him in to score goals, and that's exactly what he did. I just wish we could have supplied him with a few more opportunities here in the second half, but it is what it is at this point.
Appreciate it, Coach. We're going to have Jack McInerney here in just a moment. Back up to you, Charles.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Best of luck.
Thank you very much, Stephen. And there you can hear Paul Bravo saying they'll work on it, they'll get it right. And as we referred to a little bit on the broadcast, we talked about the fact that some of these are kind of warm-up games. They're a bit of dress rehearsal. So back to Stephen Davies with goal scorer, hat-trick hero, Jack McInerney.
Here with the hat-trick hero, Jack McInerney. A left-footed goal, a right-footed goal, and a headed goal from a set piece. Talk us through your first half.
First half went ideal, obviously 3-0 at home. Able to get on the score sheet different types of ways, and we had some good build-up play and, solid defensively for really 43 minutes, so we couldn't complain.
And tell us a little bit about the experience tonight. I mean, a sold-out Laney College, everybody in full voice, to score 3 goals. What does it mean to you? What does it mean to the team? What does it mean to the community?
You see what it means to the club. Fans are still here. We just gave up 3-goal lead, and they're still here yelling. So obviously it's excited, and everyone's happy to be a part of it, be a part of the history of the club. And like I said, disappointing result, but we can build from it, and exciting things are for the future.
Certainly a tale of 2 halves here tonight, but what are some of the positives you could take away that you can work on for next Sunday against FC Juarez?
Like I said, the first 43 minutes were, really good from us, and we didn't have too long of a preseason. I think you could see the fitness started to fade as the game went on, and we gave up a set piece, and defensively we were a little disorganized at the end of the game. I think look at the tape and fix a couple of things, and we'll get better throughout the season.
Best of luck for next week. Charles, back up to you. Thank you.
Well, there you can see Stephen Davies with Jack McInerney. 3 goals for him tonight. Maybe a little disappointment as well from the former Major League Soccer pro, but very much leading the line and doing that effectively here for the Oakland Roots. 3 goals for him. As you can see, all the Oakland Roots players thanking the fans, going around the track, shaking hands, giving hugs, taking pictures, maybe a selfie here and there. But tonight was about something probably bigger than anything that a lot of us could probably describe. It's about football, it's about soccer, it's about fuchiball, it's about football. However you describe it, however you identify with it, everyone has a tie to the world's game, and it's back firmly here in Oakland, California. I know the Oakland Raiders aren't here anymore, and I understand the Golden State Warriors are moving over to the other side of the bay. But the Oakland Roots really kind of stamping their mark back here in the Bay Area. Despite the result, it's about something bigger. It's about connecting community and club and those folks and everybody involved with that. And so it's important to remember that at the end of the day and think to yourself and take a breath, wow, this is amazing. The world's game in my own backyard, right here in Oakland.
It was an outstanding... wasn't a result we all expected, Charles, but at the same time, having a 6-goal thriller like that might have been an even bigger draw for the game. They know that the teams that come here are going to score goals. They know the home team are going to score goals. They know that next time they come out, it's a tantalizing prospect for what could happen over the course of 90 minutes. And I think the big winner tonight, Charles, is a beautiful game.
Absolutely.
And the fan base and the crowd here and the community of Oakland, a very close second indeed.
Well, there you have it. The next broadcast for our team will be on September 8th as Oakland plays a friendly against FC Juarez from Liga MX. Ted Ramey will be on the call with you for that match. But from Oakland, California, the town, Oakland Roots 3, Cal United Strikers 3. My name is Charles Wolin, alongside my broadcast partner, Stephen Davies, and the rest of our team. Thank you so much for tuning into this broadcast. By tuning into this broadcast, you help grow the game of soccer in our country, the United States of America, and for that, we're very thankful. Good night. Thank you so much.